International travel changes 2025 are here, and some of them are going to catch people completely off guard. Don't let that happen to you. And we're talking about new passport rules, surprise airline fees, visa requirements you didn't have last year, and even tourist tax increases that can hit you the moment you land. If you're planning on an international trip in 2025, you cannot afford to miss this because one small change could delay your flight, deny your boarding, or cost you hundreds of dollars. So let's jump right into the 7 massive international travel changes for 2025 and exactly how you should handle them before they handle you. So you've just locked in that dream international trip for 2025. You're already picturing yourself exploring ancient ruins or kicking back on a sparkling beach. But hold on a minute, because a perfect storm is brewing in the world of travel regulations. A whole wave of new and easily overlooked rules is heading our way. And in fact, some of them are already here. And if you're not prepared, they could turn your long-awaited vacation into a massively expensive nightmare. And we're talking about everything from being denied boarding at the very last second to facing unexpected biometric scans. But don't worry, I've got you. We're going to break down the 7 biggest international travel rules you absolutely have to know before you fly. Some of them you may know, but some you may not. But stick with me, and I'll walk you through exactly what you need to do to stay ahead of the chaos. And you don't want to skip ahead, because number 7 is a change that wasn't expected. Let's kick things off with the big one that's going to affect almost everyone heading to Europe. The European Union is launching a 2-part system that will completely change how you enter 29 European countries. First up is Entry-Exit System, or EES, which starts its gradual rollout on October the 12th, which is not far from here, 2025. When you arrive, you'll get your fingerprints and a facial image scanned to create a digital file. This is replacing the old school manual passport stamps and is meant to speed up border crossings and boost security. Let's see how it works. The second piece of the puzzle, which has been delayed more times than I can count, is the ETIAS, or European Travel Information and Authorization System. It's now looking like it will be launched in late 2026. That's how it looks. Once it's live, though, travelers from countries that don't need a visa, like the US, Canada, and Australia, will have to apply online for this travel permit before their trip. Think of it as being just like the ESTA for the United States. It's pretty much the same thing. If you don't have it, you won't even be allowed to get on your flight. That's how serious they are. Number 2 is the UK's own digital pass, the ETA. Not to be left out, the United Kingdom has its own new travel document. This past January the 8th, 2025, US citizens and many others who don't need a visa for a quick trip were and still are required to get an electronic travel authorization, or in short, they call it ETA, before heading to any part of the UK. And yes, this even applies if you're just passing through UK airport on a layover. Let that sink in. You have to apply online and it costs €10 and it can take up to 3 business days to get approved. So please, don't leave it until the night before your flight to do that. Once you have an approved ETA, it's good for 2 years. So it's got you covered for multiple trips. The penalty for showing up without one is simple. You just won't be allowed to travel. Number 3, the 6-month passport validity trap. This rule isn't new, but I swear it trips up thousands of travelers every single year. Many countries require your passport to be valid for at least 6 months after the day you plan to leave their country. Picture it. Your passport expires in 5 months, but your big trip is next week. You might think you're in the clear, but you could easily be denied entry when you land and put right back on that plane to head back home. Dozens of countries have this rule, including popular destinations like Thailand, Egypt, and the United Arab Emirates. Even the Schengen area countries in Europe often require 3 months of validity beyond your departure date. So make sure you check before you book that trip. Yes, and check your passport's expiration date against your destination's rules long before you even think about packing. I'm not joking, this is serious. And if this info is already saving you from a future travel migraine, do me a solid favor and hit that subscribe button right now. We put out regular updates just like this to help keep your travel smoother and totally stress-free. And I even created a special ebook filled with 10 more massive travel changes that could absolutely wreck your next trip. You're going to want to see that. You can grab it using the link in the description. I cover almost everything that I couldn't cover in this video. Number 4, new airline refund protections for us. Yeah, for us, finally. And I call this some good news, right? The U.S. Department of Transportation has finally rolled out new rules that give us passengers way more power and control of our pocketbooks. Airlines are now required to give you an automatic cash refund for canceled flights or significant delays. This also covers getting your money back for checked bags that are delayed more than 12 hours on domestic flights, or 15 to 30 hours on international flights. And even for things you paid for, like in-flight Wi-Fi that didn't work. Yeah, you heard me. They have to give you a refund. This is a game changer for us because it takes the burden off of us to chase down the refunds that we are owed. But you make sure you ask because they're not going to tell you. Number 5 is the U.S. biometric entry and exit expansion. Get ready for more face scans when you travel to and from the United States. The U.S. Customs and Border Protection, or CBP, has been rolling out a program called Simplified Arrival, which uses facial biometrics to replace manual passport checks. This is already being used at all international airports for arrivals for now, and it's expanding for departures. It's not fully out yet for departures. Instead of an agent stamping your passport, you'll pause for a photograph, which is matched against your passport or visa photo. The goal is to create a more secure and touchless experience and to make the lines go faster, of course. While U.S. citizens can currently opt out of the facial scan, the system is becoming the new norm for streamlining how the U.S. tracks who enters and exits their country. Number 6, Israel's mandatory ETIAS system. Yeah, everybody's having their system now. This is a new digital pass to get on your radar. And this started on January 1st. Israel made this electronic travel authorization mandatory for all visitors from visa-exempt countries, just like the systems for Europe and the UK. You have to apply online at least 72 hours before you travel. The authorization is good for up to 2 years as well, and it lets you stay for up to 90 days in the country, 90 days at a time. Number 7, widening entry bans and visa checks. Finally, and this is a big one, you have to remember that entry requirements are not the same everywhere, and they are changing all the time, so you have to keep abreast of it. For example, on April the 10th, 2025, Brazil now requires visas for citizens of Australia, Canada, and the United States. You should always check the official government or State Department website for your destination country well ahead of your trip. or you're gonna be denied. Don't ever rely on old information from the past trip. A quick 5-minute check can be the thing that separates a smooth entry from being turned away at the border. You remember that. Okay, so travel in 2025 is definitely getting more complicated. Some of us probably don't even feel like flying anymore. Well, it doesn't mean that it has to be stressful. The main things to remember are get your digital authorizations for Europe and the UK sorted out. And Brazil as well, Israel as well. Always double check your passport's expiration date. And be prepared for more biometric checks, because it's happening. A little bit of prep work is the ultimate travel hack. I hope you got some value from this video. If so, please drop a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. And even this one coming up, 3 crazy airport tips you have never heard before. You just don't want to miss that video. And remember to go grab that ebook in the description titled 10 Massive Travel Changes in 2025 that could absolutely wreck your next trip. You will thank me later. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these rules or changes was the biggest surprise for you? Drop it in the comment section below and let's help each other travel smarter, safer, and smoother. See you in the next video.